What's up, everyone? Happy Friday. Back again. We're talking about guitar soloing concepts today, something I haven't done in a while. I've been posting on Instagram regularly. I want to talk about some of the things that I've been posting and some of the concepts behind them. I've talked a lot. Oh, before I get started, discount code for today's live stream is RB808. I'm keeping the same one as last week. It's 50% off my Beato book Instagram Slim bundle, which is about 550 page PDF, something like that. Yeah. And then 30% off the ear training program. I know a lot of you guys. What's up, Miles? I know a lot of you guys checked out my last video that, or if you didn't, you should check it out on ear training, talking about how to figure out songs, diatonic chord changes, and things like that by ear. It's basically an ear training video, kind of the concepts that I have for it. And this is going to be it's kind of a similar thing, but it's going to be talking about soloing. I'm going to do it on the guitar, but really these concepts will apply for any particular instrument. I'm going to play you one of my Instagram posts that I did recently. I want to talk about the concept behind it. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. So this is playing over. I'm going to show you this concept a few different ways, actually. I'm playing over minor chords, but it's really about learning the fingerboard and soloing concepts. Check it out.
Quick lesson: when playing over minor chords, it's cool to alternate the minor add 9 and major add 9 built off the root, flat third, fifth, and flat 7. So if I have a C minor chord, play C minor add 9, E flat major add 9, G minor add 9, B flat major add 9. Okay, so it would sound like this.
Okay, now I'm playing for you again. Just I'll put it up closer so you can hear it.
Over minor chords, it's cool to alternate the minor add 9 and major add 9 built off the root, flat third, fifth, and flat 7. So if I have a C minor chord, play C minor add 9, E flat major add 9, G minor add 9, B flat major add 9. Okay, so it would sound like this.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm playing, I'm alternating minor and major add 9 arpeggios off the root, flat third, fifth, and flat 7 of a minor 7 chord. So in that example, I had a C minor chord, right? So let me do this. I'll put on my freeze pedal. The first one I did is I'm using C minor add 9, but I go. There's your C minor add 9. E flat major add 9. Right, that's the third of the chord. Then off the fifth, G minor add 9. Then B flat major add 9. Okay, so those learning the arpeggios, either these are alternating add 9, minor add 9, major add 9 arpeggios off those particular chord tones, the root, flat third, fifth, and flat 7. Those are the main chord tones. Like I said, so I got C minor add 9. All right, E flat major add 9. Okay, G minor add 9. Now you notice I start on the fifth. I'm actually just doing a pickup note because I think that it's just more musical than just playing off than practicing right off the chord tones every time. But you can practice off each chord tone here, starting on the low E string. The idea is to learn these ideas off the chord tones because those are going to be the most important areas of your instrument because those are the most important notes of the chord, obviously, right? So there's other things that you can do too that are kind of interesting. One of the things that I never see anybody talk about is compound perfect fifth arpeggios. Okay, so a compound perfect fifth arpeggio would be like this. So it'd be like an so you think about that, you think of Andy Summers of Police, right? Those kind of things. So if to play that arpeggio, since you're doing 1, 5, then 9, then you have to go down to the root. Okay, so that would be an A sus2 arpeggio, or an A, that would be compound fifths, right? So let's say you have an A minor chord. Well, I can go off the third of it, go up to C, then off the fifth, then off the flat 7. Same thing, right? It's exactly the same thing, but just using different sounds. Check it out. Then I go off the fifth, off the flat 7. I love it. Now to go up and down. So I'm just playing into that. Or I could do that. Now, I think that is really a cool sound, right? Kind of sounds like Swerve Driver a little bit. For those of you that don't know Swerve Driver, or do it off these strings. Love that sound, right? So once again, off the third, fifth, flat 7, root third, flat third, fifth, and flat 7. So I alternated minor and major add 9s. I did sus2 arpeggios there, or compound fifth arpeggios. There's a lot of different things that you can learn. You can do minor 7th and major 7th arpeggios, alternating those. So let's say I play A minor again. So I go A minor 7, C major 7, and then I go to E minor, then G major 7. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I went to that 6th there. Beautiful sound, though. You can start mixing them up, right? So I go up A minor 7. So I'm just working this out here on the fly, right? So I just went up A minor 7. Then I came down C sus2. Up E minor 7. Down G sus2. Okay. Once again, going off of those chord tones, that to me is it's important to learn those, because that's how you learn your neck the quickest way. And you can do the same thing with major 7th chords, right? Because they're right in there. C major 7 is basically the same thing. So if I have C major 7, or let's say G major 7, B minor 7, right? And then you go D, then I can go, then off E. So I'm playing these ideas, once again, off the chord tones. The root, the third, the fifth, and the major seventh. Another cool thing, too, is to play using this third principle here. I did a video on Instagram this past week where I talked about playing over another kind of progression, a minor 2-5-1 progression, which would be, and it's interesting because a bunch of people wrote comments on this. If you take, there's all these interesting patterns, people playing over progressions like a 2-5 progression. You can pretty much play something on, like if you go Dorian and then just move that Dorian thing up a minor third, it will sound, it's not the exact right notes, but it will sound like you are playing altered. So if I have a 2-5-1, if I play A minor, let's say I do that, and then I go up a minor third. And then I come down for that. So that to me is, so anything that you play, it's not exactly, there's one note in there that's not quite right. What did I play? Has the fifth in there. I did the fourth in there, so that's why. That's a great sound. There's your altered sound, right? And then, so you get flat 9, sharp 5, sharp 9. Cool sound. Now you can do things like this too that will work over. Pretty much anything that you play, any type of arpeggio that when you play on the 2 chord, that same arpeggio up a minor third will work on the 5 chord. Okay? The same goes true for minor 2-5-1s. Let's say you have E minor 7 flat 5 to A7 altered, right? So if I play E minor 7 flat 5, and I go up a minor third to G minor 7 flat 5, that gives you a perfect G altered arpeggio there. So I did another post on my Instagram where I did this, but I think I went E minor 7 flat 5 down the G altered, or it should be G minor 7 flat 5 over A7, and then D minor 7 flat 5 to F minor 7 flat 5 to C minor 7. Like that. So these minor third principles can really make your playing over chord changes a lot easier just doing those kind of things, right? There's other things that you can do, other little simple tricks to make your playing sound more interesting. By the way, all this stuff is in my Instagram Beato Book Slim Bundle, as we call it here. The discount code is RB808. You can get it for 50% off. And it has all these different transcriptions that from Instagram, and obviously my Beato book, which has all these fingerings and things like that in there, along with the notation and tablature in the PDF. Another thing to do is to play. You can use some really cool just half step lines like this. Let's say I'm playing, let's say once again I've got A minor 7. Okay, so right there. If I go. So right there, I just played this. So instead of, but I played this. So that right there is just saying. Love that sound. Right, so that was just a really simple thing. Right there, going up half step. Any kind of chromatic side stepping like that. So I just went up A minor 7. Very simple, but it sounds way like it's a lot more complicated. Right? So all I'm doing is just moving up. That's called chromatic sidestepping. But that's really A minor 7, B flat minor 7. Elliot, those chromatic pentatonic was really great colors. They are, and if you do them on, they're cool on guitar, they're great on piano, on saxophone, anything, any instrument. These really simple things to do like that. It's so, I mean, it kind of feels like cheating a little bit, but when you hear it, you're like, whoa, what was that? That's great, right? I just love, I mean, those kind of sounds. I love that too. That's cool. Let's see here. So those are a couple concepts for soloing that you can do. Let's see. Aaron texted me here. Let's see. What was he asking me here? Can you talk about soloing over chord changes, like maybe a simple 1-4-5? Okay, great question. So that was Aaron's moderating here. So soloing over 1-4-5. Well, you know, there's a lot of different ways you can solo 1-4-5. 1-4-5 could be a 1-4. It could be a blues, right? One other thing is to if you're playing blues or something, what you want to do is you want to create motifs, right? So if I'm playing if I'm playing over a D, just in a D blues scale, right? Over a blues, a scale that will fit over all those. So you want to do things where you create motifs, like an A, B, A, C kind of motif. You might do something like this. Okay, so that'll be, let's say, take a motif like that. So I've got D7, right? But I'm playing. So that's your B. So here's my A motif. And then I go back to A again. And that would be C. That's like an A, B, A, C line. Let's say you're doing something like that. So the developing motifs, right? if you're playing over straight, let's say you're playing over, you're in a band and you have a 1-4-5 kind of thing, right? And you want to really kind of learn to outline the chord changes. So once again, let's say I've got D major, G major, back to D major, A major. Okay, so you can hear the chords as I'm playing them. Here's the 1 chord, 2 chord. I go right into that resolution. Now you see all those lines resolved within themselves, and you should be able to do really simple playing like that. So I did. So that was totally different that time. But here's D major, G major, D major, A7, D major, G major, D. Okay, so once again, I'm playing those things and I'm resolving them on the correct beats where you can really hear the chord progression. It's so obvious. That's almost like classical music right there, right? So, but that is how you really learn where the good notes are, is if you're playing, you know, if you're playing a blues, right? Right? There's your... And then you go. There's your... You hear that third on the D, and then on the G7, you hear the flat 7. Go. So that's like more so I kind of started out with really basic playing, and I get into more fusion style. Jim just said Carlton influenced. Well, yeah, kind of. Yeah, you could say Carlton, bebop. I was using the super Lydian scale, as some people call it, or Lydian dominant scale on the G7 chord. Let me play a G7 chord, listen. I love it. Cool sound, right? Then go back to D7. Larry's Lydian dominant there. Now, all these scales, all these kind of lines and everything are all in my book. I've done many videos on these things on Instagram, and they're all transcribed on here. But I have so many different ones that where I talk about. I did this one here where I talk about seventh chord inversions.
Let's see if an A7 chord.
So this is playing over A7.
Off the flat 7, off the root, off the third, and off the fifth. Take that first position. Bend into the flat 7, bend into the root, bend into the third, bend into the fifth, or you can go. That's cool too, using the knife.
So that
quick lesson.
So that is all those are transcribed with tablature in my in the bundle that you get, RB 808. I love those kind of ideas. Somebody was asking about the Larry Carlton Lydian dominant lick. Maxwell says I should start keeping tally, play that like the slight variation of Larry's Lydian dominant lick and Kid Charlemagne. So Larry Kid Charlemagne, Larry Carlton on the B flat 7. He plays that. But he's really superimposing on this B flat chord, that C major. It's not straight Lydian dominant. That would be Lydian dominant. I love that. Great sound, though. Those of you that don't know the Larry Carlton solo on Kid Charlemagne, you should definitely learn it. Check it out. I have a video. It's one of my biggest What Makes a Song Great. It's a Steely Dan song from the Royal Scam record. There's two phenomenal. There's so many great solos on it, but on the Royal Scam record, there's a song, Kid Charlemagne, Larry Carlton solo, and Don't Take Me Alive, Larry Carlton guitar solo. And they're two of the best guitar solos ever. They're amazing. By the way, speaking of guitar solos, I have a video coming out with Joe Satriani. I interviewed Joe yesterday. Oh, it's amazing. That's coming out. I have an interview with Steve Jourdan that I just did, the incredible drummer and producer, played drums and produced John Mayer's last few records. And just, he's on a million different records, Steve Jourdan. So, but Joe's video, I just have to finish editing it, but I just had a great talk with Satch. What a great dude, man. Oh, such a nice guy. It was absolutely fascinating too. I had some, I thought there was, I had a lot of things that I wanted to ask him that I'd never read before, and, which was really cool. And anyway, so yeah, that's coming out. That'll be coming out next week too. I got a couple really cool videos coming out next week. Anyways, so that's it for today. You guys are incredible. You want to learn these concepts here? They're all in my Beato book. And then I have 30 different, what I call quick lessons from my Instagram that I've done over the last few months, that are all 30 to 45 seconds long. They're all transcribed in there, and they all have simple concepts that you can grab on like this. Every day I try to do one and come up with a new concept for you guys to study. So check them out. If you haven't seen my ear training video that I just did the other day, definitely do that. It's really cool, and that gives you some great tips on how to figure out any song by ear. All right, you guys are awesome. I appreciate it. Have a great weekend. See ya.